This last weekend was PAX East, one of the largest consumer shows for video games in the Northeast. The Indie Mega Booth had a showing of 79 different indie games, with even more games being available elsewhere on the show floor. And I spent a good amount of my time this weekend playing some of these games and talking to the devs who made them. Today, I wanted to share some of my favorite games that I got to play at PAX. Originally, I was only going to talk about 5 games, but I had a hard time narrowing it down, so you're gonna get 6. And if you enjoyed these previews, please consider subscribing for more content from us. Now, let's get into it. Number 1, Boyfriend Dungeon. This was one of my most anticipated indie games to play at PAX. I first saw the trailer for this game sometime last year, and I was super into the concept. The game pitches itself as the first dungeon crawler / dating sim, where your weapons can turn into really hot humans who you can give gifts to and take on dates. If you get to a higher level of bond with this person, then they become stronger as a weapon in the dungeon crawling portion of the game. And each of these weapons feel very different to use. They all have different combos, and there are even skill trees that you can invest in that provide different effects. The world map in the demo seemed a lot bigger, but most of it was under lock for the demo, so I'm very curious to see what other mechanics the game will feature in its final release. But for now, the demo I played had me excited for more. While Boyfriend Dungeon doesn't have a planned release date, at PAX the devs confirmed the game is going to launch on both Steam and the Nintendo Switch. And I can't wait for this game to come out and see what other weapons I can date. Number 2, Floppy Knights. Floppy Knights is a game literally made for me. It's a combination of tactics games a la Advance Wars with a deck builder a la Slay the Spire, all wrapped up with a super cute coat of paint and really charming characters and funny dialogue. I love the main character Phoebe and her artificially intelligent arm, Carlton. I was able to talk to some of the devs of this game, and they mentioned to me that they were originally trying to make an Advance Wars style game, because nobody had done it since the series went dormant. But then, Wargroove came out, and they had to figure out how to differentiate themselves, so they added a deck building mechanic. I really appreciated the honesty of the developer, and the levels I got to play were really fun. In the demo, I only got to play as a plant-based army fighting off some goblins, but they told me they're planning on having different biomes and different decks entirely, which has me really excited. Every time you play a unit, you get bonus cards added to your hand, allowing for some good combos and clever strategy. And you can upgrade your cards or even your units. For example, I had a knight character that got upgraded to have a counterattack anytime he took damage. The devs said they're aiming for a 2020 release date, but whenever this game comes out, I will definitely be eager to play it. Number 3, Knuckle Sandwich. Similar to Floppy Knights, Knuckle Sandwich is a game right up my alley. It's a retro-style turn-based RPG that has you play a minigame for each attack or skill you use. Think of the Mario RPG games, but turned up to 11. Instead of just pushing a button at the right time to block, frequently a pop-up window will open during battle and you'll have to play minigames to attack and prevent damage, a la WarioWare. And in the 10-minute demo I got to play, none of the minigames overstayed their welcome. Also, I have to comment on the trippy visuals and awesome music, not to mention the hilarious and clever dialogue, which constantly had me smirking or outright chuckling while playing. Perhaps most impressively is that apart from the music and the 3D art featured in the game, it was made entirely by one person, Andrew Brophy. Knuckle Sandwich doesn't have a planned release date yet, but the game is confirmed to be coming to both PC and Mac. And I gotta say, I love the look of this game, and I'm very excited for its eventual release. Number 4, Panzer Paladin. Panzer Paladin is a side-scrolling action platformer, which gave me huge vibes of the Mega Man X ports to the Game Boy Color. Coming from me, this is a compliment. The game features you riding in the titular mech suit, the Panzer Paladin, and fighting monsters. The catch being that all of your weapons have durability, meaning they can break, and they will break frequently, but the game provides you with so many that you likely won't mind. This leads to the weapons being used almost as a currency, which is excellent. You can throw the weapon, which will instantly break it if it collides with an enemy, but it can be useful for attacking from far away. You can also choose to break a weapon at any time to unleash a unique special move, which can even clear the entire screen of enemies. And if you come across a checkpoint and want to save, you have to give up one of your weapons. And the devs told me they have something crazy like 80 plus unique weapons available in the game. You're also able to jump out of the mech suit and walk around as the tiny squire, allowing you access to small pathways, and you can use your energy whip to swing around. I don't have footage of it here, but in my fight with the boss, my mech actually got destroyed, but I hopped out of it and was able to do the last bit of damage I needed to clear the level. I really enjoyed what I played of the game, and right now, Panzer Paladin has a release date of summer 2020 on both the Switch and Steam. So here's hoping we'll get to play the full game really soon. Number 5. Deceive Inc. Deceive Inc has the opportunity to be an incredibly fun game to play with a group of friends if you can get a constant group together to play the game. The best way I can describe it is to think of a game of Team Fortress 2 where everyone plays as the spy. Then populate it with a ton of NPCs where you and the other players have to blend in with the AI characters to not blow your cover. All the while, you have to sneak around and complete objectives, hacking machines to gather intel so you can open doors and get to the goal and escape before any of the other spies realize who you are and try to kill you. The focus on blending in with the AI is super interesting and gives me huge vibes of Spy Party, a game I absolutely adore. You have the option to sit down or admire art or even talk to NPCs to throw off your scent. Or conversely, you can straight up run from objective to objective if you think nobody is watching. And on top of this, you can change your disguise to match any NPC, a la Hitman, which will allow you to sneak into other areas of the map. For example, in the demo, me and my opponents had to get past a security station. So I simply disguised myself as a security officer and walked right through. At one point, I saw someone hacking a terminal and started blasting. And sure as heck, I killed one of the other spies. The rounds last about 15 minutes. And there are different classes and loadouts to choose. You can drop a turret to shoot uncovered spies, or even have a ping go off if someone is hacking near you, so that way you know if there's another spy around. I really enjoyed my first round of this game, and with a dedicated crew of friends, I could easily see myself losing hours. So far, the game doesn't have a planned release date, and it seems to be only coming out on Steam, but I look forward to finding a group of friends to blend in and break out once Deceive Inc finally launches. Number 6. Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of Yacht Club games and their smash hit, Shovel Knight, who is pretty much the indie game character, having cameos in many other titles. So I was super excited when they announced this game just a day or so before PAX East, and I made the point to play it on my first day there. I'm happy to report that Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon does not disappoint. I originally thought from the trailer they put out that it would be rhythm-based, similar to Crypt of the Necrodancer, but this isn't the case. However, this doesn't mean that you can take your time, as enemies and other objects keep dropping onto the playing field regardless if you keep moving or not. If similar enemies are adjacent, attacking one hurts them all. And there is a combo meter for consistently clearing foes. But almost every enemy attacks you back when you hit them, so you have to constantly be getting health jars to survive. This game has a surprising level of difficulty when starting out. If you take your eye off your health for even a second, you can easily get bursted down. In the levels, you can occasionally find a store where you can buy upgrades and items with passive bonuses. In the demo, I got to the boss twice, and both times it was a different boss from the original game, each with unique styles. And while there's no confirmed release date or even platforms, Yacht Club Games has confirmed that there are 10 playable characters and even a 2-player competitive mode planned. So look forward to even more Shovel Knight sometime in the near future. And there you have it, my favorite indie games that I got to play at PAX East 2020. What do you think about the games I mentioned? Or, if you were at PAX, is there a game I missed that you think should be on the list? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoy the work we do here, consider checking out our live game show, all about the current news in gaming that we do every week on Twitch, called Around the Monitor, where you can interact with us and help determine who wins for that week. We also have a Discord where you can chat with us, as well as a Patreon where you can support us and get access to exclusive content. Either way, thank you very much for watching this video, and have a wonderful day.